Hey guys, it's Mike from Sunny Slope Homestead. Today I want to talk to you about using cardboard in your gardens and why I don't use it in my gardens. So stay tuned and we're going to go over my raised beds, my gardens, and why I don't use cardboard. Check it out. So the reason why I don't use cardboard in my garden is because in the manufacturing process of cardboard, in the United States alone right now, there's 13 different processes for chemical treating of cardboard and making and manufacturing of cardboard and cardstock. So, with that, you put that in your garden, it leaches in your soil, your vegetables grow into that stuff, and there's nothing out there that's regulating on what cardboard has this and not. So one of the things I wanted to bring up and talk to you guys about is the possibilities of, how you can go about getting rid of the cardboard that you shouldn't use in the garden and maybe be cleaner on the cardboard that you pick. So one of the things I wanted to go over is the type of cardboard you're going to put in your garden if you are going to practice that method of using cardboard. So there's a difference between cardboard and cardstock. So cardstock is your cereal boxes, your packaging materials that have graphics on them, and anything that has like a shiny shellac surface or an image. Your cardboard is obviously like your Amazon boxes and stuff like that. So now the biggest thing is with cardstock, you got a lot of inks and you've got a lot of bonding agents and everything that's really compact, and they use chemical process to keep that stuff together. Your cardboard is a safer method, but not all the time do they use in the adhesive process starches, or they use certain bleaching agents or ways to separate carb fiber to create the cellulose and stick in the cardboard together, and using heat and compression to keep that cardboard together. So right now, the worst thing I can tell you, and it's going to be I don't know how people will take this, but recycled cardboard. Recycled cardboard is by far the worst stuff you could put in your garden if you're going to put cardboard in your garden. And the reason for that is recycled cardboard comes from everything. Comes from cardstock, comes from China, comes from any place that the cardboard is collected at, and it's mashed up, and they use even more chemical processes to either bleach dyes out or inks out, or trying to get stuff to stick together. So look into it. I mean, recycled cardboard, by far the worst thing you can possibly use in your garden. As far as your regular boxes and stuff like that, we'll just say delivery boxes. You'll have an image of some sort on it, a light image, dark image. 9 times out of 10, that ink is probably going to be a vegetable-based ink. They're probably going to use the starches to use it as adhesives and stuff like that. But the one thing I would probably stay away from is any cardboard that's a real cheap, shiny, slick surfaced, not very strong, kind of like the cardboard that you'd get from packaging from like IKEAs and stuff like that, or furniture packaging where it was obviously made in China and that it has that cheap China cardboard feel. You'd probably feel like, well, that'd break down real easy in a garden, no problem at all, and it'd be awesome to use. But I don't trust those things. I don't trust what people are putting in their papers and their products to, accelerate the process. I stay away from cardboard of any kind, especially like people use newspapers. Now, newspaper is probably not that bad because I know, and at least in my area, they use vegetable-based inks and not petroleum-based inks to print on. It's cheaper. So, but you gotta watch out for the recycled paper process of that too. So I just kind of stay away from it all. I know it's kind of controversial to go against the grain of the homesteading communities and people who live organic, because I respect that. But there wasn't any information out there, or at least there wasn't a video that I found that says the dangers or the precautions probably you should take on using cardboard in your garden. It's just, I see a ton of videos of people out there to say, hey, this is what I use and this is how I use it, and it's great for doing this. But I just kind of thought to myself, like, wow, I mean, that's cool, but there's not anybody saying like, hey, you probably should stay away from cardstock, or hey, you should probably stay away from recycled cardboard. So that's why I'm making this video. And I'm not doing it to upset anybody or go against anybody's practices or beliefs or anything like that on the matter. I just know that there's a lot of people out there who truly like to live organically, and I think that's very awesome. I do not live organically. I mean, I try to eat clean, obviously, as I'm stating today in this video, but I'm not 100% organic. Maybe someday I can get there, but I'm not. But I think it's really awesome that people do that. And I really want to make this video and let these people know that these are things you probably should look out for. So right here, these are my raised beds. I just built these last year. We did a delivery compost. Somebody came over, dropped it off in my driveway. I shovel by shovel by shovel into these beds. I got 2 of them here. You can't really see the one over here, but there's one identical to this one right over here or over there. So I plan on building another garden down below, down by the barn, but I'm not really sure if I want to do raised beds or not. I don't know if I want to put it directly in the ground or do raised beds, because I mean, I really don't feel like doing compost again. It's really taxing when you got to shovel that stuff. I don't have a tractor, so, but I'm toying with it because I really like the compost and it was awesome to use it. But I am working on my own compost, as you see in the chicken video. We'll post it right up here. Cleaning all that stuff out. I know the stuff inside the coop is a little hot, but I had some stuff out in there run that is going to be awesome compost. And I will put 5-gallon buckets of that in my gardens this year and see how they do. But I want to take you guys inside and show you what I'm growing. And I got a question for y'all, and hopefully you can answer it, because I've never grown lettuce before, and the watermelons that I have are doing some funky stuff that I've never seen. And well, at least not with last year's watermelons. And I don't know if it has to do with the lights that I'm using, because I'm using a different lighting method to grow inside, and or maybe it's just the kind of watermelons I got. So let's go inside, check it out, and you guys give me some information on what's going on in my little seeding things. So guys, this is like the future home site of my garden area. It's going to be up on the hill over here. I plan on digging this all out, and I'm going to do a wildflower patch for the bees and everything, because I do plan on putting bees on my property, and I really want to establish a good flowers and stuff for the area. I did have some bees that were local, but they have since moved on after the owner had relocated, and those bees didn't go very far, but they're far enough where they're probably not coming and hanging out anymore. I didn't see them here last season. So now the thing is that I need help with is, should I do raised beds or should I just put it directly in the ground? So that's what I'm having trouble with. I know I want to be cost effective, but at the same time, I don't want to do things twice. You know, if I just put it in the ground, it's going to be cheaper. But after I till the ground up and do all this stuff in the fence and everything, and I start thinking, man, I should have went to raised beds and put wood chips in and made it look really nice, then I'm probably kicking myself a little bit. Not saying that I couldn't do it afterwards, but I just kind of only want to do things once. So the problem I'm having right now also is the ground. When I bought the place, they didn't really take care of the grass or anything like that. It's really hard compacted. I think it's a lot of clays and stuff. I have over here, my driveway is right behind us, and you know, the limestone and everything like that, I don't know how that's affected the wash down because we're on a slant, and I'm not sure how that affected the wash down in the grass area. Maybe I should get a soil sample out so I see what I need to replace what's in the soil, or maybe counteract what's in the soil right now. But yeah, this is gonna be a future area. And another thing I'm kind of worried about is runoff. So I gotta worry about water too. Now if I turn the camera over there, so over there it starts to flatten out a little bit, but everything's on a slope, and you can't really see it with the camera and everything, but there's little hills and valleys, and I've really thought about just leveling this whole thing off and just killing everything off and just regrading the whole place. Is it practical right now? No, it's not really practical for me to do that right now. I think I'm just going to continue on it, but man, it's been a thought in the back of it's been a thought in the back of my mind about doing. So yeah, I have this whole area to work on, and I also have kids. My son loves playing soccer, so I don't want to impede on too much of what he's got going on too. I do plan on building some goalies. You guys can't hear this right now, probably because I got a mic on, but I got turkeys in the background. And they just started going silent. Man, I wish I would have got that on video. So behind me, I got a couple maples that I'm pulling sap off right now. I'm not really getting a good flow. I kind of got late in the year on getting the taps in here because I just ordered the taps. They showed up late. As you guys probably all know, you've seen on the news that we're flooding, so the kind of mill in the area is kind of snail mail right now. But yeah, we're gonna be pulling the sap off these trees, and we're gonna try to make maple syrup this year. So I'll post a video if it turns out well, and if not, then you guys know that I canked it. So behind me is the compost pile that I started up from all the stuff that I cleaned out of the coop. Now the light brown stuff is super hot right now. I have the chicken run stuff that I cleaned out of the chicken run sitting up there right now, letting the chickens work on it just a little bit more. But yeah, we're gonna let this stuff cool off, and maybe I'll be introducing it in the next fall to put in the next garden patch for next year. So yeah, behind me you can see my pond back there. It's extremely full of water right now. It's super wet here. So yeah, so a lot of people don't know this is like a little valley. So what I do, since this stuff's so hot, I really want to start using it, and I wanted to keep it moist at the same time, not let it dry out, want to compost. The water from my property, it runs right down through here, and it kind of passes right through this area here, so it always stays moist here. And this pile will get super hot. Now I got to pile it up. I'm gonna get some pallets around it once it gets taller, but that's what we're working with. And I still got last year's compost building up underneath there too. So the other thing I want to tell you guys about is there's a local person here that literally drops off 6 tons of horse manure whenever I ask for it. Obviously I wait for that to cool off as well, but I dump it off on the side of our property. It actually kind of helps with erosion control right now. But I had that dumped off last year, and it's gonna be great for this year. And when I start the gardens and start the tilling, we're gonna shovel that stuff up in the big pile that's in over here, and we're gonna put it in the garden, and we're gonna see how things grow. All right guys, now that we're inside, I'm gonna show you what I got going on here. So I'm doing the LED ultraviolet growing method, and it seems to be working really well. And then I also been using the heating mat. Now I have the heating mat shut off now since we sprouted and we germinated. But what I'm having issues with, one of the questions I want to need help with is these are sugar baby watermelons, and look how tall they got. And man, I didn't have this happen last year with my other watermelons, but they were a black diamond. So I'm not really sure. Now I'm thinking it's because the light wasn't very close, that maybe that they shot up to get towards the light. But the other thing is I didn't have that great of light last year, and they didn't do that to me. And I'm just kind of wondering if I need to call these and start them over and maybe get the light closer. So I'm not really sure. And I'm not sure if it's because I'm using these lights here. If you guys had used these lights in the past or something, let me know. Let me know what you guys think, and if you've had these issues with these lights. I'm also using a LED growing light bulb here, and it seems to be doing okay. The only reason I have it out is because I have a shrub tree that we got, and I'm just trying to keep it a little bit of sun because it's really gloomy out lately. So the other thing I wanted to show you is my lettuce. So this is what's going on right here. That's what's happening, is it's folding over. Now I have a lot of lettuce in here, and I don't know if it's because, and it's just falling apart, and I'm about to toss it, but I think it's because maybe I kept it too wet. I'm not sure. I don't know if I kept it too wet or there's just too much going on, but I'm thinking on this lettuce, when do you thin it out, or should you thin it out, or should I just maybe start over and just get my planters out and just stop putting so many seeds in one little hole? So you guys let me know what you guys think. So I got some cucumbers too growing here, and man, we do pickles here. We love pickles. Now my son, he wanted to do carrots, so we're doing carrots. We're gonna do carrots, and I gotta thin those out here soon too. But yeah, this is my first year for actually using these LED grow lamps, and I really like the practicality of them. I think they're really neat, and has a timer on it, and all kind of jazz. And you know, I'd put a link in the description for this stuff, but you know what? There's all kinds of these things out there. You guys know what you can find. Like any other equipment that I use, I tend not to post links on it unless somebody really wants a link. I'll post a link, but I'm kind of guy that never looks at the links anyways, and I just kind of make my own decision on what I want out there and what's best for me. So yeah, comment. Let me know what you guys think about this and what's going on, especially with these watermelons. Now the lettuce I'm not too much worried about, because I know that stuff's probably a goner, and that's probably my fault and why it's like that. But let me know what you guys think about these watermelons, because I really want to get some watermelons this year. And oh man, those sugar baby watermelons look so good, and I've never had one before, but they look amazing. So I really want these to be successful, and I might just grow another tray of these too. So you guys, let me know what you think. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you guys got any questions on what I covered today, be sure to put them in the comments. And I really answer a lot of these questions, and I get back to the people that comment on my videos as soon as I can. So you guys have a great day. Let me know what you think's going on, and you guys stay cool. Talk to you later.